Hey, cheers, guys. Our 10th episode was 4 episodes ago. Let's a little toast. Deserves a toast.
For the special occasion here. Hold on.
Corey, is that a can of SpaghettiOs with Frank's in it?
Oh yeah, this is gonna be a good day, boys.
Corey. It just splashed me in the face. Hey. Are you gonna pour that? No.
Hey, if we're gonna celebrate our 10th episode 4 episodes ago.
All right, Corey's pouring a can of SpaghettiOs with Frank's into a wine glass.
Oh yeah, this is it.
Corey doesn't drink anymore, but
yeah, this has been quite a treat, guys. Doing this with you.
Quite a treat.
This has been quite.
There it is. All right, to narrate what's going on, Corey has spilt SpaghettiOs over the side of the wine glass. He's now licking it off seductively.
Well, that's my favorite part.
He's got tomato sauce on his chin. Well, here we are.
Hey, cheers to success, guys.
Cheers to making 10 episodes 3 or 4 episodes ago.
No, this is awesome.
Great job, guys.
Good work, guys.
Oh, but while we're here, I guess we should do our next episode. So
that'll be a good idea.
They say so much better this way.
Yeah, it does.
Wow. You have to keep the pinky out, remember?
Welcome to Maximum Driftcast, the only drift podcast where Corey Hosford drinks SpaghettiOs with Frank's out of a wine glass.
Man, this is a...
I dare you to find another Driftcast.
I dare you. Triple dog dare you jerks to find another podcast where Corey Hosford is drinking SpaghettiOs out of a wine glass.
You'll never
and
find
where
it.
I get SpaghettiOs splashed
Not
in
even
my
Google
eye.
can help you in this.
Yeah, do you know what? I don't use... last time I did this was when my mother gave birth to me.
You were eating SpaghettiOs straight out of the womb?
Yeah. No, I had the doctor. I called the doctor on my cell phone on the way out.
Mm-hmm. On your razor. Oh, you have a sidekick too?
Yeah, I had a sidekick, so I flipped her open and gave the doctor a call. Hey, get me ready some SpaghettiOs in a Red Lobster wine glass.
Red Lobster wine? Yeah, I forgot to mention also that this is a Red Lobster wine glass that I fucking stole from Red Lobster.
Don't say anything.
Come get me, you fucks. Yeah, during Game of Thrones Red Lobster premiere dinner, which is it's not neither here nor there. Every year during the Game of Thrones premiere, we now go to Red Lobster and have a nice family meal, and we dress up in our finest suits. But I wanted the wine glass, and I put it in one of my friends' to-go bags, and now we have it.
Anybody, you guys want to sip out of it?
No.
I'm good.
Let's talk about some drift stuff. Corey, what have you done this past week?
Well, I just took delivery. Street Standard, myself, and Matt Haugen took delivery of the Pandem E30 wide body kit. So we've been mocking that up on the E30, which is kind of a big rush because Beamer Fest is going to be its debut, which is only about 11 days away from now.
Cool. That sounds like fun. I'm sure it'll be done just like your drift car is done.
Yeah.
Without a transmission.
Well, the best thing about this one is I don't have to touch any of that. All I got to do is copy, cut, and paste.
Just the epitome of style these days. Body kit, lower wheels.
Yeah, what was that? Over Fender Championship, Over Fender Battles,
Over Fender Battle Nash,
Over Fender Nationals,
Over Fender
Vape
Nationals, Vape Centrals,
Vape Nation.
Yeah, so should be okay.
You got the wheels, you got the body kit,
I got the wheels,
you got the lowering springs.
1552 wheels, airlift, air ride, Pandem E30 wide body kit, and
no other mods.
No other mods.
All right, sounds good.
Well, MagnaFlow exhaust.
Have you logged your sponsorship with Chef Boyardee?
Still working on that. Mr. Campbell Soup. He's
who's your least favorite of your sponsors?
Oh, that's a tough one, man. Campbell Suits. Campbell Suits.
Campbell Suit. You got Candle Suits. Campbell
Suits.
They've been the biggest bitches lately. So the Campbell Suits have been just.
Campbell's, you're out. Who's the other spaghetti manufacturer?
Well, Paco mentioned Chef Boyardee's.
Yeah, it's Chef Boyardee. Give Corey a call. He's looking for.
And then you could get the knockoff Kroger's.
Yeah, he's looking for some partnerships.
You can get. Well, it depends if you want to go on the spaghetti sauce, but you got the cheap ass ragu. They haven't called me back either.
Yeah, screw those guys.
You got
Hans. They're terrible.
They're shitheads.
Paco, what are you into this past week?
Actually, I've been pretty busy with my daytime job. My 7 to 4, which is more like a 8 to 10, was supposed to get the van ready for an event yesterday, and I just didn't have the chance to finish it, so I missed the event.
God, life is stupid.
Did you put a facelift on your van?
Yes.
What did you do?
Yeah, did.
Botox?
What you notice? I got a cookie front end, which a lot of people think
sounds delicious.
What is that? Is that like the brownie volcano?
Like a cookie? That's a pasuki.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this is the Japanese Previa front end.
How is it different?
It's like the headlights are a little bit bigger and they're clear instead of having like the old style
Broken and hazy.
lines.
I
and the
like
hazy.
that style you had.
Looks
before.
cool, yeah. It definitely looks a little bit better. It still looks like a neck, but I'm gonna be able to actually see at the track like when you do nighttime at West Track. Can't see shit.
Yeah,
and
you should get one of those big bro douche light bars that like that.
It's funny because
people.
actually a lot of people suggested just to put like a big SUV.
Yeah, you should get
light
those
bar on the roof.
Those Jeep like cover bar things where the dudes have, where it's like the big smiley face.
Oh,
light.
the Casey headlights from Back to the Future.
If you could do Casey headlights from Back to the Future, that'd be ideal.
That'd probably be the best.
I had those in my Blazer.
You should do a Toyota Hilux drift truck with Casey headlights if you're interested.
That'd be funny actually, like make like a legit drift truck
out of a Hilux with a 50 caliber.
But make it like put like a bash bar, like a
Just
like
burp into the mic, Corey. Hold on, Paco. We need to address this.
Yeah.
The Cheerios are.
Corey just did like
it's
burps spaghetti-o paste.
I'm trying to drink this as fast as I can. I'm like training myself. I have a competition coming up, so I've been.
Let me get a hit.
Yeah,
of this.
get a hit on it. Sam, tell me what you think.
Guys, just please don't overdo it because we have to be serious.
I'm already feeling it too.
Yeah, don't.
Are you feeling it yet?
Yeah, I'm feeling it.
I've had 3 sips and I'm already feeling it. Like
it's wild.
It's wild.
Yeah. Well, we have to pay close attention because I've heard that we've been getting a couple things wrong lately.
A couple.
But we fixed everything. First of all, I want to clear some things up. Formula Drift is now going to be called Formula Drift and Drag Racing because the way they do it, Drift and Dragon.
Yeah.
Because apparently they're going to be doing drag racing for the first quarter mile,
right,
and then initiating at 250 miles an hour.
Yeah. And I just spoke.
Otherwise, you don't qualify.
Otherwise, you don't qualify.
Yeah, I did speak to Kevin Wills, the tech director, and he says each car will have to run a mandated parachute.
It's safety first, dude.
So their tech is changing.
And also, everyone's going to have pink wheels so they can see when you initiate because they're tired of all this black wheel nonsense.
I think the new camera system that they have is going to detect the rotation, and they needed like a very bright color to be able to detect.
That's that new Megatron camera.
Yeah, exactly. And it's part of like the whole. It's got like the judging is going to be completely automated.
Right.
Robot judges. I've heard about that.
Yeah, I mean, the judges said they just like done with the whole like people talking so much stuff about him that they just couldn't take it.
They quit. Yep.
I guess they hired the same guys that are in the Terminator, so
that'll be fun.
It should be pretty cool.
What? What now?
Good. A phone call again.
Oh God, who's this guy?
Hold
on. No, thank you. Who is this?
Dude, what are you guys doing?
We're doing the Maximum Driftcast, the only drift podcast where all the facts are right all the time.
20% of the time, all the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
That doesn't really seem to be the case.
What do you mean?
Like we all work pretty hard. We love drifting, and like we know you guys love to like report it and do your little thing and all. But like, I mean, could you at least put a little effort into it? Maybe get a couple of these facts right.
Well, we heard for a fact that you were quitting drifting next year to become a professional hand model. Is that true?
Yeah.
Might be quitting drifting to take over your guys' jobs.
This is a very lucrative position we have. Who is this, by the way?
This is Chris Forsberg.
Oh, that's why.
Chris the Fax Forsberg.
Chris the Fax Forsberg. So, Chris, last episode, I was afraid to talk. Because in Atlanta, Forsberg told me that he loves our show. That's a lie, right?
Did you add that in there? Because that's awesome.
That is a fact that
I think you're incorrect already.
Yeah, so Chris was the first guest we ever had on the show, and Chris has the unfortunate role of... Are we friends, Chris? Are you my friend? Can I say that? Can I say we're friends?
I'll let it slide for today.
All right, so Chris and I are maybe friends, and he has the unfortunate role of being the first person to test out new projects, and that usually go poorly, like Driver on Driver.
He's your guinea pig.
And Maximum Driftcast, because Chris is a heart of gold. Despite what everyone says about you being a real asshole, Chris, I think it's not true. And
well, thanks.
Yep. And Chris,
but feel free to fact check Sam.
Fact check that if you can. Can you verify that in the future? But Chris also told me that we may have gotten some stuff wrong in the past on the show. So let's get.
I was gonna say you guys should just have like a direct line to me. I think you guys have my number. You can just give me a call and we'll just clear right up.
Just each time we have a question that we're not sure of, we just call you first. That'll be 30 times an episode.
Anytime there's a question about cars, engines, or drifting before 2012.
Yeah, so aside from we got wrong, I think what the first thing we got wrong recently that in the Ryan Sage episode was like the pot of how much money you get paid for winning. What is that?
Yeah, that was actually the episode before Ryan Sage.
Okay.
I forget who was on, but yeah, you guys were talking about the payouts. That was incorrect. It sounded good the way you guys explained it. I wish that was the case.
Yeah.
But
Just everybody's super rich now.
Yeah, I know, right? Everyone would be just balling right now. But yeah, then like just like a lot of mechanical details, and obviously like anything. Like I said, before 2012, you guys are about 50-50.
That's not a bad record if you think about
Hey,
it.
when you really think about it, that's winning half the
Well,
time.
Paco's our vehicle technician who gives us all the information.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So we always resort to Paco first for any type of technical advice.
Paco is our tech guru, if that says anything about any of us, and Corey is the.
Yeah, he's. Paco's solid. It's just too bad that everyone that's talking to him can't understand him. So.
Trust me.
I feel like Paco's on point, but it just comes out wrong.
Damn it, that's true. Well, we just had one last week where we couldn't understand half the things Paco was saying. What were some of the topics, the new show topics?
Chris, you listened to the show last week where we had Di and Paco would just mix up some minor grammatical thing, and it was a new section of the show. It's like Paco, how it was, what it was. Or here's what it.
How when it was. God
damn it. He memorizes everything.
Well, the best thing was watching Paco and Di battle off of American or English grammar.
That was the thing. I felt identified with him, and we understood each other.
That's when he was like,
perfect.
Paco, I don't understand what you're asking. Sam's like, give me a second. Let me clear it up for you, Di. Let me translate.
Chris, do you remember last week when Corey called Di stupid?
I do remember that, yeah.
That was weird.
God dang it.
Yeah, that wasn't very nice at all.
That was it. Chris, what have we got wrong before 12? What do we get wrong before 2012, Chris? Like I'm trying to think, because the worst part is none of us know what happened before 2012.
Oh man, see, it's so embarrassing. I just kind of block it right all out. I just laugh it off while I'm listening to it, and then just carry on to the next subject you guys are on. But yeah, I mean, like you guys try and like quote rules or talking about like it'd be cool if Formula Z did that. We're like, yeah, we did do that.
Yeah.
We tried that, it didn't work.
Well, so I proposed this.
I mean, I guess that's what I get for being around.
Yeah, that's what you get for being old and caring. I
proposed
a
fact Nazi.
The old piece of shit. You should be more like that guy Alex Honadel and win more.
What was that?
You should win like Alec Honadel, the 19-year-old wonder.
Yeah, I'm doing my best.
Yeah, well, maybe one of these times you'll get on a podium.
Yeah, I'll give it another go next round. I'll try not to set my car on fire this time.
Dude, I can't wait. I hope you do. That was cool as fuck. Was it cool for you being on fire?
That's what was scary? Great. Being on fire or being surrounded by that white foam like everywhere? That the fire suppression.
Paco, let me translate for you, Paco, really quick. Do you like
please do.
Do you like being surrounded by white foam, Chris?
Paco's cool.
I was really trying to go for the hot import nights.
Foam parties.
Foam party in the car.
I'm just blown away with I'm blown away with the technical questions Paco's asking today.
I can't wait till we talk to our next guest, who we can't announce yet. But Chris, so I propose this in the future, since I know you're just pretty much slacking off and full of time all the time.
Right.
If you so right after you listen to the episodes, assuming this isn't the last time you ever listen to the show or talk to any of us, could you maybe just leave a voicemail on my phone and we'll play it each episode of what we've fucked up. So even if it's only 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, maybe you have a whole 5-minute list, but immediately after you listen to the show, just call my phone up and be like, all right, assholes, this is what you've done wrong. Because we need some sort of fact checking, because Paco's technical knowledge, Corey's knowledge of Formula Drift, which he hasn't driven in 2 years, and
it's gone.
My general approximate knowledge of everything that's pretty much wrong in some way. I think we're all kind of screwed without you, Chris.
So let me get this right. You guys are offering me a job?
Yeah, we're offering you a job. The pay is nothing, and the rewards are that you get to make fun of us on our show.
Sounds a lot like what I do already. I'm drifting.
Well, we have a recorder that we play.
Natural.
Corey's got a wine glass full of SpaghettiOs. I don't know if you can stop on by and get a hit of that.
Yeah, we've been sipping on it.
Yeah, that sounds good. I could swing on by.
All right, cool.
Not doing
man.
anything today.
So that is a yes then. Thank you, Chris. I'll send over your W2 or 9 or whatever 1044 easy real soon.
3C.
I can't even get this right. Chris, what is it called?
Well, I mean, first you can start paying me, and then we'll sort out the taxes later.
All right, SpaghettiOs it is. Thanks, Chris. I will see you in Orlando. Enjoy slacking off until then.
Yep.
All right, guys. Talk to you later.
Hey, thanks, man. Have a
Later,
good one.
Force.
Later, Forrest.
See ya.
Wow, we got our asses handed.
That guy, everyone says how much of a jerk he is, but he's got a heart of gold.
Yeah.
I heard his leg is gold too.
He's got a gold heart, gold leg, a couple of his fingers
A
also
tin.
gold. I heard that next year he's firing Nissan and hiring.
No, actually, he's gonna start driving Mitsubishi.
Yeah, I was about to say
since-
Mitsubishi.
Yeah, he's bringing that back.
Yeah.
Gallant or
He's got
uh,
an Eclipse.
a Raider.
That or what else was he going to have? I heard he's actually working with Virgin Atlantic and driving the space shuttle.
I heard he was a
Oh.
Virgin.
He
There you
is
go.
a Virgin Atlantic.
Yeah, they hired him because they heard that who's the only Virgin in Formula Drift? It's got to be Chris.
It has to be Chris.
And let's get him.
Yeah, so they just picked him up for next season.
That's good news.
I'm mind blown.
I really wish we would have done the segment of is it fact or not fact with
Yeah.
him.
I blew it.
well,
I
we
just wanted him off the
still
phone.
owe him his own episode.
Yeah, we're gonna interview Forsberg again in a coming episode if he can fucking win.
Yeah. You're the bad juju, Sam.
I'm a bad Jew.
Juju.
Is that
Like witchcraft.
is that
talk.
racist?
No.
No, because it like two Jews cancel each other. So
right,
it's like,
so it's a
Mm.
negative.
Mm-hmm.
It's two positive makes a negative. That's
I
See,
thought
that's
it's two
mechanical
negatives
stuff.
make a positive.
see. So if you want to get technical here, we'll talk about it.
Tech talk. I think
Hey, Forsberg said I was pretty solid. Just
Solid like a log.
yeah, exactly.
I think Chris. Well, we'll see
Yeah,
if
that was
Chris
pretty-
can pull out the real winner. If he can pull out the winner at Orlando,
Is it the same track in Orlando?
I think so. It's gonna be a mess. It's gonna be a mess. Do you remember that time when Joey Redmond was on our show and he said that Orlando was the worst thing that has ever happened?
Yeah.
This is not a quote, JoJo. I'm sorry, but he said like Orlando is the worst track that it's ever
I think
existed in
all
all
the
of drifting.
all the photographers.
Well,
agreed
yeah.
as
Being
well.
being a media person, would you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. It was very rough last year, and then with the rain, and then Forsberg's car catching on fire and not having a final battle, and Turk won. That's always a hard day for everyone.
Yeah, he had a tough bracket. Turk.
You just choke on a spaghetti.
I'm eating like 4 hot
Just
dogs.
chew.
You've been saving all the doggies for later. Yeah, so we always try to talk to the winner of each Formula Drift event, which is why this time we're going to be talking to Alec Honadell.
Yeah, the Hambone.
Alex the Hambone Honadell.
Yeah,
but
winner of Formula Drift Atlanta.
call us on up, Alex. Oh, perfect timing. I love how we just say someone's name and they call us. I think
Got it.
Alec is so
this is Alex.
perfect.
Yep.
Yes.
Hello, is this Alex Honahandle, the winner of Formula Drift Atlanta?
What up, guys?
Oh,
hey,
Alec,
Alex.
Alex,
you sound different.
You sound mature and from the South now.
From the South.
You're from the dirty
Yeah,
South.
I grew up very quickly. You know, when you win, you know, it's a very learning, growing stage. So, yeah, I've matured very quickly since then.
Wow.
So, how's it going, Alex? This doesn't sound like Alex. Is this is someone else, isn't it?
Who's this?
This is Vaughn Gittin JR. What's up, guys?
Wow.
Wow.
Dude.
That was totally unexpected.
Hey, Vaughn.
Yeah.
First time listener, first time fan of yours. How do you do it?
How do I do what?
How do you manage to have fun all the time?
He doesn't have fun all the
Oh,
time.
man. Well,
That's his profession.
you know, I mean, I think just in general, you know, if you set out for any goal, you can get it. And my goal is to have as much fun as possible.
Your
And,
goal wasn't to win Formula
that's
Drift
what
Atlanta?
I set out to do every day of my life, and you know, achieve it some of the times.
What did you do
Most of
today?
the times.
What did you do today for fun? According to your Snapchat, it looked like you ate a bunch of poor, helpless sea creatures.
I did actually. My parents came over, in-laws, my parents, my sister, and I helped my stepfather. Well, I actually did most of it, but I put springs on his Mustang,
Nice.
and intake a K&N intake on it, and then we had a bushel of crabs, and it was amazing.
Wow.
That almost sounds exactly like what we
You
did
should really
today.
ask though what we did last night.
Yeah, I was about to ask
It was
what you
really
did
good
last
one.
night.
Last night, Abby and I, my wife, went to Baltimore and saw I Love the 90s, and Salt and Peppa, and
Peppa.
Coolio, and
What?
Tone Loc were there. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That sounds like.
So it's quite a flashback downtown Baltimore last night.
Oh my God. I don't know what to say. Salt and Peppa both were there.
I was fortunate to live almost live the whole concert because I think Vaughn spent more time on his phone Snapchatting the concert than actually enjoying it.
Oh, is that true, Vaughn?
Well, I wanted to share it. You
No,
know, I'm pretty fresh to the Snappy Chatty, so I wanted to put it
No,
out there.
You're doing a great
And,
job.
Let people experience, the 90s, because some people don't know who Salt and Peppa is, and they had to just understand what it feels like.
They don't know how to push it.
Yeah, I was gonna say thanks for pushing that out. Vaughn, why did you win Formula Drift Atlanta?
Why?
Yeah, why?
Yeah.
Why did you decide to start winning drift events? that was harsh. I'm sorry.
What?
Vaughn, by the way, this is Sam, your employee. Please don't fire me.
I was going to say, we better fucking make this conversation fast because it's about 45 seconds a minute with him right now.
45 seconds a minute?
Or 45 cents a minute with Vaughn.
Oh, really?
Oh, man, it's
He's going to
inexpensive.
W2 us.
I don't think we have that kind of budget.
You know why? Why did we win? Is that a serious question, or are you just having?
Okay,
fun
so that was my
You want me to
bullshit
answer that?
way. That was my bullshit way of asking a serious question. So your car is obviously newer and better. Are you newer and better than last year? What happened in Atlanta and why, man? What happened?
And before you proceed, just remember this conversation will be recorded and it will be fact checked by Chris Forsberg himself.
That's true. Forsberg is our fact checker now officially.
And Forsberg knows everything.
I know.
That's
Okay.
fact. He
Yeah.
is the encyclopedia of drifting. He remembers everything,
I know.
which is awesome because that means I don't have to remember something.
Perfect.
But no, I mean, yeah, our new car, right? I mean, for me, the new car is better, no question. In some ways, other ways, there's some compromises, but all in all, like, for me, I just feel like re-inspired, like, behind the wheel of it. Like I've been driving a similar chassis for like 12 years, right? And we've constantly made changes and updates, but the way it moves, the way it worked is all the same. So, it was a new thing, and we've obviously had some changes inside of the team with, Eric coming on as my spotter because, Ian is doing some other things and some business initiatives we have going on, adjusting focus, but still, making sure our direction's working. And, so I think just the overall disruption, I think it's like the new car, so I'm re-inspired, focus is re-engaged, and I just feel in a really good place. And I think, I was pumped when it happened. We worked really hard in the off season to get and did the proper testing, and I never stopped trying to win, obviously, but it's tough, man. FD is tough, and we show up to be competitive every weekend. It's not. It's the one thing that, it's not. It's fun, but it's not fun, right? There's a job when you go to FD. It's not East Coast Bash. It's not, banging doors with your bros. It's showing up to win.
It's
so,
work. Yeah. So there's 1,000 things we can talk about in there, but first let's talk just about the car. What is different aside from the newer chassis? So you've got new independent rear suspension, but we also notice that you're dipping and ripping and lifting up your front wheels, and you've got crazy amounts of angle. What's changed since the last car?
Yeah, so this car has more steering angle than that last car, and that's a result of what the judges are doing in a professional sport. And I've always loved driving with big angle, but it was just not something that was being competitive. In the last year, they really started focus on that, which I was pumped on.
Mm-hmm.
So we just added some more angle and to this car, and then obviously the independent suspension, the car moves and works a lot differently.
Hold on, you say you added some more angle, like it was just like something you flipped a switch, but in fact, you guys developed your own custom-made, manufactured angle kit that took years of testing and manufacturing, right? Like it wasn't just a simple added angle.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, sorry. I live
forgiven.
this what we're doing every day, so I don't
Yeah.
think of it like that. But yeah, I mean, we we developed a set of control arms and spindles that work very well, for what we're doing in drift. And you see the front end works very unique compared to everyone else with the way that we use weight jacking. And you notice the car, driving on 3 wheels,
Yeah.
which is kind of cool because I used to have a car with hydraulics, so it's kind of cool to come around the corner and.
Vaughn, you've got so much.
But
hold on, we got it. So, God, I want to talk about your hydraulic car very much, but why?
Sure,
in a second though. But why is your FD car lifting wheels? And is that I've heard the internet scientists who know just about everything there is to know about drifting and engineering say that your car's broken, and that you don't know what you're doing. But apparently,
well, yeah.
Well, we get all our facts from the Rec Magazine comment ad section.
Yeah,
so
informative.
Yeah. Well,
whatever.
you definitely learn a lot there. You definitely learn how not to think and how not to act.
So, could you explain why your car's not broken without giving away any secrets as to?
Yeah, I mean it's simple to look at it. The very simple thing is we use weight jacking, which is similar to what you'd see on dirt oval tracks. Gets the weight to the rear of the car where it needs to be, so the car can drive forward and drive sideways. So, that's our. Anyone knows. It was funny watching everyone's comments after seeing the car in Long Beach. Oh man, they have no idea what they're doing. The car is only on a quarter of a tire.
Mm-hmm.
But fact of the matter is, when a car is sideways set in drift, you don't need a front end because you're steering with the rear.
Yeah,
So,
you're steering with the throttle there.
It's just like very similar to what dirt track guys are doing, and we're just literally driving unibody dirt track cars that go left and right. That's what drifting is. And when you're doing it, when it's a competitive nature, you want to get everything you possibly can out of the car, which means have the ability to dial as much grip into it as you need, and that you can use. And so that's why our car is not broken. It's designed to do that, and it does it very well, and it's a lot of fun to drive. It's such a new challenge, and it just loves me being an asshole to it. Which I love driving anything that lets me do that. So again, I felt like in the last few years we set the car up to be competitive, and that car set up to be competitive worked and is very competitive and very fast, but I had to drive it the way it liked to be driven. I couldn't be who I am behind the wheel of that car, I think, for the last couple of years, and that just kind of, to me, isn't again, I didn't know that the last couple of years. Just looking back now at this newfound inspiration and reignited fire, I noticed that. So that's
most importantly, Paco is our Cholo specialist here, and he has a question.
Yeah, we heard something about a hydraulic car. What can you tell us about
You
that?
flipping switches, bro?
Yeah, when I was so my first car was a 64 Cutlass, had 100 slope Daytons, 10 switches.
Oh God!
And
do you have the La Cucaracha horn?
In the trunk of it.
What was in the trunk?
Sorry.
What'd you say was in the trunk?
No, I said constantly had skateboards in the trunk.
Hell yeah.
That was my deal back then.
I was just wondering if you also had the La Cucaracha playing on the horns.
No.
Did you mod this
that
out?
would have been a good move, actually.
Did you mod that out, or is that how you bought it?
No, that's how I got it. So it was actually my father got it for me as a honor roll gift.
Awesome.
Is that a 305
when I was
V8?
16. It had a 330 rocket in it.
Oh, look at that. Actual Oldsmobile engine.
Yeah, the Oldsmobile engine. Yep, had shaved door handles. And the coolest thing about this thing was that when you're going down the freeway at 50, you would, when you hit the switches and kind of bouncing, every now and then it would get a super bounce, the wind would catch it and it would go up super high. Yeah.
This is real life.
That sounds
right
like
now.
a death trap.
I love it.
That sounds like
real life. Yeah.
that was your beginnings of having cars / monster truck behavior, you know,
Yeah,
like
lifting up tires on the freeway,
Yeah,
going at freeway speeds.
going on top of other people's
I mean,
cars.
you know, it always comes full circle, man. You know, it's just
Yeah.
it's just how life works, I guess.
Have you thought about tracking down that car and getting it back into the stable?
Say that one more time.
Have you thought about tracking down that car's whereabouts and getting it back into the Vaughn Gittin
Yeah,
Jr. stable?
I know exactly where it is. I went and made the guy an offer 2 years ago on it, but
Oh my
out
God!
of
Yes.
his mind with what he wants for it.
What?
Well, he told you this car was owned by Vaughn Gittin Jr.
Yeah, Van Gittin Jr. on this car. What did he want for it?
Yeah, it's just like sitting away in a
Oh, it's terrible.
in a garage, like a shed, and I'm like, but you know, it is what it is.
How much is too much for your childhood dreams? How much did he want for it?
I forget what he wanted. I think he wanted 15 for it. And
What?
I only wanted to give him 10 for it.
The Chevy Cutlass on bags for 15 grand. I mean, the memories are special, I guess, but
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and that's the only reason I want it was memories. You know, like go sit in it and listen to Wu-Tang or something.
So, Corey, what you got?
No, I was gonna say since we're on old school Vaughn Gittin Jr., I saw a picture of you on the internet in the old S13 Falcon Tire S13 you used to drive, and you commented, "This may or may not have been the first time I pulled the e-brake at 80 miles an hour at Atlanta."
Ooh.
Yeah.
What was the story behind that?
Yeah, so before at Road Atlanta 2004, that was the first, like, I never used to use the handbrake. So, like, all the stuff I did before Formula D was all clutch kicking, weight transferring.
Yeah.
And at Road Atlanta was the first time ever I had to enter with a handbrake. So I remember, you know, I trailered my car there, right? This is 04. Trailered my car in an open trailer. And I remember, you know, getting up to the top of Road Atlanta and being like, okay, so this is what's happening right now. You know, I just remember having to fuck myself, like, and so I did, and it worked. You know, it was fine. Like, I totally, you know, immediately grabbed it. But it was just funny, like, to think about that. Like, handbrake initiation is everything now because you can control the exact moment that it happens instead of waiting for it.
Yeah.
And but just to think about that, you know, literally, you know, 12 years ago, that was the first place I ever pulled the handbrake in a drift car.
That's one of the
Absolutely
sketchiest
insane.
places, though.
I was talking to Forsberg on Grid in Atlanta, and he was saying, half joking, but maybe half serious, like, what if we had a initiation contest at Atlanta? I think that'd be so fucking cool, and everyone just tries to do the most gnarly quarter-mile long e-brake initiation.
Oh, dude, that's serious. Like, I talked to Ryan Sage about it
Really?
at Atlanta.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, yo, how about the new thing? No qualifying, early entry contest. Let's
All
do
day
that.
long.
Hell, all day long.
Yeah.
Hey,
And so
What?
we'll see.
How
We'll see
far?
where that goes. I'm definitely pushing for that.
Hell yeah, man! I didn't know that was a real thing. I don't know if you've listened to the show in the past, but Joey Redmond and even Ryan Sage, they also they hated qualifying. What where are you at with qualifying? How would you like to see the sport progress in that way?
Man, I like the idea of more tandem. So, like,
Yeah.
I would be all about if there's only 32 drivers, which creates value, you know, for the drivers, and I think would be helpful for some people as well, you know, to have that and be one of the 32. Like, I think that's not a horrible thing for the sport right now.
How does that work?
Aside from that, though,
Go ahead. Sorry.
as far as the action, I think it's amazing. It's better for the fans. It's more fun for us, and it just gives more tandem practice.
Yeah.
Will make a much better show. Like, if you can get comfortable with each other on these tracks, you know, that's when things are amazing.
Absolutely.
You know, like next level shit. So
how does that work with like Pro 2 influx and outflow? Like maybe the worst 6 guys in Pro 1, like 26 and below move to Pro 2, and like the top 6 guys from Pro 2 move up. What do you think?
I mean, I hadn't really fully thought about it. I figured that's just going to dial itself in. I mean, the guys that belong in Pro from Pro 2 are going to get there. You know what I mean? Like, that there needs to be a process for that. But, I mean, off the cuff, you know, 6 sounds fair for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Because there is, I mean, you know, at the end of Pro 2, there's that usually, you know, the last couple of years have been 3 to 6 dudes without a question that could battle it out with the, you know, the top 32 dudes for sure.
Yeah, so
you know, the bottom of 6 top 32 dudes.
So yeah, kind of speaking about Pro 2 a little bit. How well do you think you would have done if you ran in Pro 2 Atlanta?
If I had entered Pro 2 Atlanta,
Yeah.
This year?
Yeah.
Did you watch any of Pro 2?
I have since watched it.
How do you think you would have done? Top 6?
I don't know. It would have been tough to chase. The chase positions would have been challenging.
Not even joking around. I think that is one of the hardest parts, because how do you judge to chase someone when most of the guys are not initiating in a way that is easily chaseable? I don't blame them for having a 10-car gap because it was pretty unpredictable looking.
You could have squeezed in a top 4 for sure.
Maybe.
Maybe. Hey, so also last week, I don't know if you
I will say, though, for the record, Atlanta, if you haven't been there, it's gnarly. Tighten your belts and toss the car in there. Yeah, that entry, like, for people that haven't been there, like, it's definitely not there's not much risk, but it's definitely not like a confidence-inspiring turn to throw your car into a 90-degree turn at, 100 miles an hour. So, and that first turn sets up everything for the rest of the track. So, like, I get why dudes were struggling, but it's it's always cool to remind everybody, Pro 2 dudes are good. You know what I mean? Like, they are doing Pro 2 because they're good. Yeah. And it's great to, remind people what the difference is, because, a lot of people still, everyone wants to go to Pro 2, and, a lot of people, it takes them a while to figure out, or it takes them getting to Pro 1 to realize it. So it's, what the next step is. So, like, I think it's cool for people to be able to see that, they saw a comparison like that. But I think, next year as well, dudes practice and will continue to progress. I think Pro 2 next year hopefully will be, there'll be a little more doubt.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it that way, that it's kind of like their Widowmaker. Like, Pro 1 is Long Beach. Like, you have to take your brand new car and have the potential to smash it into any number of walls at any number of speeds. Whereas, Pro 2, I guess their trial by fire for the new year isn't as unforgiving as Long Beach in that you've got all these walls, but it still is a huge, crazy initiation and a very long track for a new dude that has never driven a track probably half that big. It's gotta be hard. We gotta cut those guys some slack.
It's big, and then up the hill too is a challenge too, because that's a big timing thing to make it through the horseshoe properly. Like, it's just one of those tracks that's really fast and relatively technical. So, like, it definitely challenges drivers.
How are you doing on tires this year? I never got to really look or talk to you about it, because I remember last year, that was an ongoing issue for a lot of drivers, is running out of tires before you're coming up back the hill.
Wear.
How are you doing this year?
Yeah, well, tire we were totally fine in Atlanta. We're going a bit faster, so it's using a little bit less tire. So it's actually working out in our favor.
Interesting.
But it's a struggle for everybody right now, because how fast everyone's going, and really how much power everyone has, so how much wheel speed everyone's putting in the cars. So it's become an issue, but it's also it's slightly an equalizer.
Yeah.
You keep, we always want more. So
what is nuts to see how fast your car was this year, comparably, like looking at my endless hours of GoPro footage, just like after coming off the hill, like almost every car was just left in the dust by just the forward speed of the new Mustang. Why? What's happening? What'd you do? Tell me all you.
Again, it's just a different chassis, and it just works differently, right? Like, it's just, we're getting the power down to the ground, and it's, allowing me to drive how I like to drive, which is aggressive and hard on the throttle. And, before, the other car would likely just blow the tires off it, so I couldn't always drive it like that.
Yeah. So
this car it allows me to drive it hard, or at least to track, that's quick like Atlanta, where you have that momentum, and so it just lets me drive it hard, and I think that's why you're seeing they pick up the speed, and a lot of people just aren't set up to run the turns at some of those speeds.
Right. So let's go back to Vaughn Gittin.
They're going to have to be now, though.
Change it.
So let's go back to Vaughn Gittin 2004 in the 240 SX. How many tires did you go through around back then?
10. So, 04. I got
10 sets or 10 tires?
It was 10 tires. 10 tires per event.
How many tires you go through? What, easily 10 and what? Just 5 runs?
One day.
He
No,
goes-
one
Ten and
run.
one-
We
Yeah.
go through we
One
go
run.
through we go through a pair of tires every 2 laps at most tracks. Long Beach, I think we get 3.
10 tires for a whole week.
So yeah, so we
That's-
say that again. Sorry.
Just 10 tires through a whole weekend versus what is now just kind of ridiculous.
yeah.
Dude, I mean, shit, dude. In 04, that car was 400 wheel horsepower, maybe like on a nice cool day.
On an
when
S.
things were perfect.
Yeah, an
No,
SR.
just
in that
killing it.
You
beast.
know what I mean? Like grip and tire wear is all relative to power,
Yeah.
But
You had an SR in that
I mean,
turn?
I wish I knew the entry speeds and how fast we're going. I bet you
30 miles an hour.
we are doing 30-mile-an-hour entry, but I bet you were going almost double the speed through the course. Like the cars now
Yeah.
compared to the previous cars, I would bet at least 50% faster, like for sure. But I bet you like coming out
Yeah.
of some of the turns would be obnoxious to see that. But back then we didn't even have radar guns or no one had data, so it would be like we have to go back to the future. So
Yeah.
that's
Ooh.
not gonna happen.
Paco is actually wearing a Back to the Future shirt right now. What?
Similar.
Is he?
Tell me about that S13, so we can make another good comparison for Formula Drift.
Sure.
13 years ago, so you had a 400 horsepower SR.
Yeah, so probably at Formula D it was like 350. I mean it was a 91 240 coupe that I built on my back in my garage.
Nice.
I did the swap and all the wiring and all that jazz.
You ever thought of building one on your
And,
stomach next time?
Yeah. Well, as opposed to most people think that my cars just fall from the sky
Yeah.
and so I just like to clarify that.
You get them airlifted most of the time these
Right.
days.
We've been through it,
Yeah.
But yeah, so we built that car, and it probably had like 350 at Formula D. It had a SR20 with a 2871 turbo on it.
Dude, that's my blown up car right now. Is
Yeah.
the best part.
A bolt-in roll cage. What'd you say?
That's my blown up S14 right now. Is a 2870 turbo and a blown up motor. Because I don't know how to.
Wait, you blew up an SR20?
Yeah, dude. I don't know how to build cars.
Let me guess. You bought it from Japan. It only had like 20,000 kilometers on it,
Yeah.
and you put it in, put a little boosty to it, and blew it up.
No, it actually ran perfectly for like 2 or 3 events at 11 psi stock turbo, and I'm like, oh, let's go wild with it. Let's get a disco potato and turn up the boost, and then I blew it up.
Yeah. Did you put a bigger fuel pump in it?
Yeah, it had a 255 fuel pump. I don't know if that's big enough, but the issue I had is actually just a hose to the turbo. I think it was the wastegate hose. It's been so long since I've been crawling into that bitch now, but this overboosted due to a hose blowing up, and that was last February, and now I just cry myself to sleep at night thinking about when I used to be able to drift cars.
Yeah, I mean, dude, look, I absolutely love 4-cylinder turbos. Like, I think they're a blast to drive. I love driving turbo cars.
Mhm.
But from a reliability standpoint, when you start trying to get V8 power out of them,
Yeah.
because you need that, do what you want to do, it's tough to build one that works, man.
Well,
And it's
Speaking of turbos, and obviously, I mean, people knows about your RTR truck, which is pretty badass, multi-purpose truck.
the ultimate fun haver.
The ultimate fun haver
Call it the
truck.
ultimate fun haver.
Come on,
Paco.
Paco. Just call it by its name, Paco.
Didn't you read the press
Jesus
release
fucking Christ.
before this podcast?
Hey, Vaughn, do me a favor. Can you tell these two to shut up for a second?
Don't do it, Vaughn.
Hey, guys, respect Paco. He's a champ.
Thank you.
Oh,
Anyways,
you're in there. Just smack him.
well, I'm trying to be civil because this is on video. I don't want to get deported.
Yeah, we
Yeah. Now we need you around.
Thanks, man.
that's inevitable.
So yeah, the question, like, I mean, you build, some pretty cool Mustangs. You have the RTRX, which is like a classic, with a twist, well modern. But have you thought of building, like how Forsberg has his M45 4-door, 4-seater sedan? Have you thought of like asking Ford, like, hey guys, give me a Ford Taurus SHO, which I believe has the same engine of your truck. Is that correct?
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
so you got to build a drift taxi.
Make a Ford Taurus SHO rear wheel drive drift taxi, super badass RTR beast of a 4-door drift car. Have you ever thought of that?
Well, I thought of it, but then I was like, well, what if I just use the Transit? like one of the vans, and then I could take like 8
Ooh,
people.
now we're talking
And
vans.
they come with the EcoBoost, the 3.5 EcoBoost,
What?
and a nice long wheelbase, so I could it would just swing like it would be full lock across the whole track. You know what I mean?
You know those
With
vans.
8 people.
Those vans have been used in Europe for testing Ford racing engines, and there's like a long story of transit vans with mid engines and all kinds of craziness. I mean, I'm sure you know all that.
If you didn't know, Paco likes vans a lot, and as a result, I don't know if you have
Oh,
a
you're a
drink.
big van fan, Paco?
Van fan Paco. If you have a drink in front of you, you do have to drink at this point because we have a rule in the show that anytime Paco talks about vans, we do have to drink. So please take a sip if you don't.
Oh,
mind.
that's good.
Well, you know I
Should I join?
drift that minivan,
Please
right?
do. Hey, Paco, he knows. God damn it. We have to
Right?
drink again now.
The show's all about
Hey,
Paco
wait,
now.
hold on. Speaking of vans, do you really have an Aztec?
Yeah, I still have it.
You do have one of those?
Yeah.
I saw it on Instagram.
Well, yeah. Was it in Vegas?
I have a question for you. I
Uh-oh.
was just curious. Whenever I see those things, like what made you buy something like that?
Do you want the honest answer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, seriously. I mean, I kid you not. It's the best vehicle I ever owned.
It's terrible.
I got it for no. Listen,
Really?
guys. It like
Do you
no.
go
it's-
camping and stuff?
Yeah. No, dude. Like I mean, maybe you know, I have freaking probably 25 cars so far, and I swear has been the best, most reliable vehicle I ever owned. It's been super versatile. Like with 2F, I move a lot of parts and fiberglass on it. I've been camping. I've been snow.
He fills the trunk up with a bunch of kids.
I've been-
Bunch of babies.
bunch of kids he found. bunch of meth.
Seriously, the only thing
He's a
that
meth
has ever
pusher.
gone bad is starter, which just got replaced, and other than that, it's been a great car.
I got a funny story about the Aztec. Paco, do you remember telling me when you went camping in it, you tried sleeping in it with the car running, and the exhaust started going into the cabin? So then you got a cone and you put it on the exhaust
Because I didn't want to die.
to try to push the exhaust out further.
Paco, that doesn't sound safe at all.
Well,
Yeah.
that's seriously that's definitely the absolutely last thing I expect to hear about that. But okay, that's cool. I'm glad I asked.
Vaughn,
Thank
what's in your garage? I haven't been at your compound in a while now, but I remember peeking into your garage. You had like an all carbon fiber Mustang. You had some other weird stuff. What's going on in that thing?
Yeah, no, I have my Fox body, my new I got a Yamaha YXZ 1000 UTV, which by the way, they're a blast.
That looks like so much
Yep.
fun. And you
and
turboed
then
that thing,
I
right?
have,
Did you give it the RTR treatment?
what's that?
You've modified that thing heavily, haven't you? Like that thing makes too much power.
No, this one, no. I got
Yeah.
rid of that. I had
Okay.
a Razor with a Yamaha Apex motor in it that I put a turbo on, which was obnoxious, and got rid of that. And this Yamaha has a sequential trans. So like it
Damn.
literally you can lift shift it, blip downshift it, like it's amazing in a UTV that, you know, how fun those things are. So yeah, I have that, and then I have many Mustangs. Like I have prototype number 1 for the RTR. We have the first production RTR. I have my old World Championship car, the blue and teal one.
Yeah.
I have my first 240 still,
No shit.
which I'm trying to decide what to do with that. I feel like I should restore it, but then I also feel like I should get rid of it.
Nah, dude, you can't get rid of
and I
that.
have
Yeah.
Unless you want to get rid of it for free for me.
know.
That is an option you have.
That's why it's sitting. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking maybe give it to like a kid that's coming up that could use it better than me, but I'm just having a struggle with getting rid of it.
Yeah.
I don't get attached to vehicles much, but that's one. I'm like, man,
Yeah.
like the layers of paint on that thing.
Hmm.
The stories. I traveled all over the world with my Drift Alliance bros, and so much, like, it's just so much of that thing.
A lot of
Yeah.
a lot of people. I think it took me like long before I was your wonderful media guy. I was just a kid looking at speed hunters, and I remember seeing Vaughn Gittin JR in like 2010, 2011. And it's like, oh, he's just this like rich guy.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
full of money, airlifting Mustangs all over the world. But then I saw that cool Speed Hunters article that Larry shot, just like a look into the life of Vaughn, and it's like, holy shit, this guy was actually driving around the country alone in a truck in an open trailer with his 240 SX, just like everyone else has to put up with in the early years. Like, what?
Yeah.
Which kind of like leads me to a question that I was going to.
Yeah.
So Vaughn, every time we talk to somebody who's been a champion and all that, we kind of like try to ask them how their lives changed after they
Yeah.
became a champion of Formula Drift. And I think you're a very particular case where after you won, because you were driving for Falcon when you won the championship, right?
Yeah.
And then after you won, I believe next year you already pretty much came up with your own team. Is that correct?
I think it was 2 years later.
2 years later, okay.
2013. Yeah, I believe 2013. Yeah, 2013 was the first year I ran my own team.
So yeah, I believe like you were one of the drivers that you were pretty smart on how to work around like the fact that you won and didn't just like expect everybody to just throw shit at you. You know, you actually were very active and like, okay.
To expand on that real quick, the common theme we found in talking to like Chris and Osbo is just like the championship really didn't change anything after they won. And if anything, maybe the championship not made shit worse, but like we see this theme that's just like you expect to be like showered in riches and sponsorships, but that doesn't happen. What was it like for you after winning? What was the next year, and what was that like?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think it's kind of, I think I'm a little different than most drivers just because of my approach on the business side, what it's always been, which is, you know, results on the track are secondary. Right. So when it comes to business, you know, you try to focus on things that you can control, and you can't control results. So I think I had that mindset since probably 2008, 2009-ish, when I was really starting to build some of what I have like under the Falcon awning. Yeah. And, you know, I don't think 2010, I don't think winning championship was really a big turning point for me, to be honest. Like I don't think it really actually, I mean, other than becoming a champion and, you know, what that is and that accomplishment and, you know, all those efforts coming to fruition, like, I don't think it really did anything. It wasn't like my catapult, you know, like 05 USA versus Japan when I won that was huge. 2007 World Championship, like those things were pretty huge for me. Don't get me wrong, winning the Formula D Championship now, like looking back at what that means, like it's obviously one of the bigger accomplishments, but I think for me, it really didn't change much. And I think what your comparison to like things like, you know, Forsberg, Mike Esses, I think is a great example. You know, he did win a championship. You guys remember that. So, you know, like I think that it's just really how you approach and work with your partners. Like winning championships are great. It's validation. Being competitive and winning events is great, and it validates who you are in that space, you know. But I think there's a lot of other things that can be done, you know, to bring value and have a business, whether you're winning or not. And,
so do you think maybe what changed was more like on your mindset, more than like what they offer you or what changed from the sponsor and all that? Is like you change a little bit more into like, okay, I'm going to use my experience and what I've done to create this new thing.
You can now put on your resume Formula Drift champion. And that.
He's a better businessman.
I mean, it's big for Wikipedia.
Because like
I mean, how you approach things, I mean, there's obviously the confidence, right? I mean, like you on paper have been better than everybody, you know? But, you know, I think we all feel that way anyhow because we would be showing up to beat everyone if we weren't, you know? So, like, for me, again, you know, I compete and I do the best that I can and I set, you know, I don't base my, you know, results or my confidence or anything. I don't base my direction on results. Like I just do what I can. And so like for me, you know, again, it changed. I personally don't believe it changed too much other than wanting more of it. You know, loving that feeling of accomplishment and making the team that works so hard to support you proud. And, you know, like winning was fun and it feels good. So like you want to keep doing that because there's so many different levels of what it means when you win something. It's not just like, oh, I beat everyone. It's like the constant internal struggles that you have at events and stuff like that. So,
this is going to sound like a weird question, but do you think that you didn't want it as bad the next year? Like now that you had achieved that, were you as hungry?
That's a weird question, Sam. God, that's so weird.
Man, you know, like I think I want to say yes. Like I want to say like, oh, it was a break year, but like I don't feel like that. Like I didn't come into the year and be like in Long Beach, like fuck you guys, like I won the championship.
I'm here to
I'm
chill.
not doing anything this year. Watch this. I'm gonna,
And
like it was always wanted it.
And I ask because just even seeing you from last year to this year and being on your team, it's like I think you're hungrier again. Like I don't know what's happened between last year and this year, but I think you look like you want it a little bit more now.
He's hungrier, dude.
You're hungry.
Yeah, well, I think it goes back. It goes back to what I was saying earlier, right? Like for me personally, like I have to be engaged to be focused.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a really nice running machine. 2010 won the championship. Again, I've looked back at all of this when I was going into this year to be like, I do want this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what's changing? What's going on? What do I need to do to get back to,
Yeah.
And I don't think I really necessarily fell off. I think it was just a result of the progression, right? We had a comfortable machine. I show up. We had our process. We go out and do our event. And now all of that has changed this year. So it's all a new process. It's a whole new car.
Mm-hmm.
New voices on the radio. New people making decisions, and it's just disruption. And change and disruption is good. And it can go either way, depending upon the kind of person you are and how you approach it. And for me, it works very well because I enjoy new challenges.
So you have also this year. You mentioned you have got one of your bros as your spotter, which I think is a pretty common thing for like a lot of the Pro 2 guys. You've had a professional, not to call your current spotter not professional. But you've got a buddy in the booth now again.
More fun.
Yeah. So what's he telling you versus? Is he telling you to like just like?
Yeah. Well, I mean, for sure. Like Ian and I are great friends. We have a great business relationship, and over the last 10 years working together, it's become an amazing thing that we have together. But now having it was a tough decision to accept that we need to focus in other places and time wise. So.
Mm-hmm.
Eric, obviously, one of my best friends, the best man at my wedding. I've known him almost my entire life. He, now, with him on the radio, it's really fun to watch him become this, because you kind of become submissive to your spotter, right? Because they have all the notes and all the data.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's really cool to see him progress. But yeah, it's a little more fun. He's like, now it's like, go out there and, do this shit. Like now you need to do this, So it's definitely cool to hear it from him.
Yeah.
Too. Again, it's just change. It's not like I prefer one way or the other. I think it's new and fresh, and I'm loving it, and I'm having a lot of fun, and that's what my goal has been the last couple of years is just have fun at FD because that's when I do my best. But it's really tough to have fun at FD. Like, it's a different kind of fun.
Right.
Like it's survival. Like
it
you
is.
Literally. You want it to be over as soon as you get there, but it's not because it sucks. It's just intense. And you're just like so much going on. You got to be so on and so focused, and that's why I love it, man. Because it's like
you get the FD hangover.
But
because I totally feel it. Do you get the FD hangover like for the next 2 days after FD events? Like I am just like kind of a lump. I can't do anything.
Yeah, but no, absolutely no question. Like I feel almost jet lagged. Like I just am just drained.
From a 0 to 10, how pumped and how stoked do you get when you're doing Formula Drift?
0 to 10 pumped
and stoked.
I'm gonna say pumped and stoked is pretty equal. So I'm just gonna give you one number, and then I'm gonna say I get
pumped and stoked.
7 to 10 pumped.
Oh,
okay,
sure.
it's not bad.
Vaughn, do you hear people?
But like I try to keep it at a 5 because when I'm only at 5 pumped, that's when like I'm most relaxed and like good. But the heart at some point will get me up to like 7, and then 10 is like heat of the battle on the door, like just it's pretty fun.
Vaughn, do you know the pumped and stoked reference that Paco's making? The internet laughing at us. You and me, they're shitting on us. They're shitting on us, bud, for our videos where you say you're pumped and stoked.
My friends at Team Rowdy brought me a pump.
Whoa!
Like
because you're so pumped.
Of a pump.
Hell yeah!
I have it. Yeah, I brought it. I'm gonna hang it up in the cave.
Oh, dude,
It says pump, and it's a bike pump sticker.
So pumped and stoked.
Hell yeah, Team Rowdy.
He really took his thing.
I totally
but the
forgot.
funny part is like, isn't pump stoked? Isn't that like? Didn't that start because of Forsberg and Turk on the show?
Is it? I don't know. I thought
Maybe.
maybe
I say
people were
pumped all the
shitting.
time.
I thought they were shitting on us for our like FD series where you're always just like, I'm out here. I'm pumped to be here. I'm stoked to run the track. I
I'm
thought
pumped and stoked.
and woo.
And woo. Yep.
I thought they were shitting on
I
us.
don't say stoked though.
You haven't seen my,
I never say stoked.
you haven't seen my Vaughn Gittin impersonation?
Let's Paco. Give Vaughn your Vaughn Gittin
All
impersonation.
right, here you go. Here's Mexican.
Vaughn, we're gonna play a
please.
recording of Paco doing the Vaughn Gittin.
And don't be
impersonation.
scared. It's not you. This is just Paco.
This is
I need
Paco.
I need a monster
Okay.
hat.
All right.
Hello, guys. We're here at Maximum Driftcast. We're pumped to be talking to these guys that nobody knows. We're super stoked to be here. We're having a great time. I want to thank Ford. I want to thank Monster that brought us here.
Fuck you, Paco. Fuck you.
I thought you were Vaughn for a second with the slight accent.
How was that?
Wow, when did you guys record that? I don't remember saying all those words because I normally don't say stoked, but you got me.
Well,
Good one.
I was talking to I think Forsberg or whoever on Saturday night after the win, and we're saying like, what do you say other than pumped and stoked? Like, oh hey, I'm really excited to be here.
It's a pleasure.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be at this track.
I want to thank everybody for being so great
Yeah, great job.
and kind.
I am very thrilled to be here.
It's a blessing. Thank you all.
Yeah, and I think you guys figured out why the
Why
choice
pumped
works.
Hey,
no, hold
To
on.
portray the passion.
Hey, so last week I told a story.
No, Corey. We gotta talk about FD. We'll wrap up FD real quick because Vaughn, I totally forgot about this. What the
I
fuck?
wasn't even going to talk about FD.
I know. What the fuck happened with those dudes chanting in the stands after you won? Were they yelling "fuck you, Vaughn" right away?
Oh.
That was nuts.
Yeah, so that's amazing. So that's kind of funny to me too. We can get into that as well.
Yeah.
So I got out of my car and they announced everyone, and then I noticed this group too when I was doing my top 16 intro.
Yeah.
I wave around, look at everyone, wave at everyone, and I saw this like group of like 5 or 10 people flicking me off. And then so like when it was over, and we went up top to them to announce the winner. Before like they announced me, I heard them yelling, "Fuck you, Gittin."
Yeah.
And they were chanting it, and like I acknowledged them. I was like, "Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's nice. I like it." And I started moving my fist like to their chant,
Yeah.
embracing it. And so then they announced me as a winner, and I ran up and gave them all a high five.
That was the best.
And,
That's the best way to deal with those kind of people.
Let them know that I love them and appreciated them, and I might have blew them a couple kisses as well while I was up there.
But then they changed their chant.
And then
What did they change it to?
I didn't hear. You mentioned that they said they started saying like "love you, Gittin."
Yeah, they changed it to like
but-
"love you" or like "you rock Gittin." I think like I just remember it was something positive. Like it's like holy shit, there's all these guys chanting "fuck you, Gittin." Vaughn runs up, slaps him a bit, and like riles him up and just like gets in the mix. And then like they're like, all right, maybe
We are friends.
Maybe we are friends. Like
He
gets
hurt
us.
them with kisses and
He gets
hugs.
us a little bit. That's just a weird thing to see because obviously they've
Yeah,
been
it
in
was
the
really
sun.
weird. And
They're
like
drunk.
it was weird, and like that kind of stuff doesn't bother me. Like I
Yeah.
know that with my hard work and success is going to come people that are haters,
Yeah.
which also is just jealous. And it's interesting though because I thought about it after a bit. I'm like, what does one do to make somebody think to do that?
Yeah.
Like what?
Well,
Like knowing me as a person, and like what does one do to have 10 people, and give middle fingers and scream and chant like that?
I'll tell you.
Professional
well, the
athlete
thing
It's
is,
12
that
hours.
just won an event.
It's
You know
12
what I mean?
hours
Like,
in the Georgia
the-
sun. It's about 20 Schlitz and
A lot of jewelings.
the mint juleps or whatever they drink in
Yeah, I
Georgia.
mean, believe me, I've been that dude at many things.
Yeah.
right?
But you still never-
races, like
You've
but
still never told
it's
someone
wild.
who's working really hard, like you don't go to some kid's ballet recital and it's like fuck you, fuck you.
he fucking
Steph."
sucks. Yeah, fuck those kids.
I feel like if they saw themselves, or like if you ask any single one of them, like, hey, what's the deal?
Yeah.
They would have no idea how to answer it. They just look so silly. But really, that it doesn't bother me. But one thing that made it not make me happy is I had a fan come up after the event and like felt bad for that happening.
Aw.
It was like I was in that area and they were so rude and they ruined our
Oh,
time.
that
like,
sucks.
and I like that's kind of messed up. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like to have drift fans, like have fun, heckle your drivers that you don't like, whatever. Like, if you want to do that, cool. But, like, don't mess with people who are there loving the sport because you want to be you know.
Well, that sucks. Well,
and I think like a lot of people.
But anyway, it is what it is, and it was fun, and I enjoyed giving them high fives and
it was
blowing their mind. So it was cool.
It was the best way to deal with it because you can't ignore it. You can't get mad at it. I think the only way to deal with people like that on the internet and off is just be like, hey, man, fuck yeah. Get well soon, dude.
No, I usually keep spaghetti in my pockets and just throw it at them when they say something.
Like a monkey throwing
his
his
feces.
feces.
I usually keep spaghetti in my pockets. I haven't been on the podium yet, so I don't know. But I do keep it in my pocket, so people talk shit, I just flick it at their face.
Yeah, I saw that move one time. At that time you were in Formula D. I think I saw you do that.
That was that one time. Yeah,
And,
I was saving it.
yeah.
Well, you know what it's like. Even though you don't ever meet these people, they'll find a way to talk shit on you. I just find it so funny that I've never met this guy before.
Yeah.
I've never said a word, but he'll post on every Facebook and Instagram post that I ever put up, call me a shit face.
Spend some time doing it. Like,
Oh yeah, they're investing in you.
It's
Some
still
tough love.
I know it doesn't affect the greater outcome of shit, but it does suck when like we make this show, we spend 2 hours doing it. It's like all three of our lives. Corey should be putting on his shitty body kit and his stupid BMW right now. I should be packing for a trip and 1,000 other things, and Paco should be drinking whatever
Schlitz, probably.
But then we do this the show. I've
He
got
should be
to.
in the crowd with his middle finger.
I've then gotta get on the computer. I've gotta do the sound. I've gotta do the color. I gotta do the editing. I gotta put titles on it. I gotta upload it to YouTube, which takes fucking hours sometimes. And we do this all for free. And then the first comment's like, "You guys are fucking queers."
Yeah, you guys are a bunch of fucking idiots.
Sucks.
Yo, but that's how you know you're killing it.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like, you're like, yeah, like, dude, if you get that, like, if that guy
Yeah.
comments first, like, dude, he's all over it. Like, you guys did that's full success.
The best part is
now.
that I've guaranteed that the
You know what I
first comment on this show is going to be, "You guys are queers." If I say
Yeah, I
that.
hope so. Hey, so I'm actually going to bring up this story because, and then we'll get to the comments in a second.
Yep.
But Vaughn, on last episode, I told some stories. Actually, I told Paco and Sam that before the show, every time that me and you've done something together, we've crashed something.
Well, before you go there, Corey, there's a question that will let us there.
Oh, you got something?
So-
Okay, so I guess we'll go to
yes.
that. So this point of the show, Vaughn, we're gonna do some comments from some fans. So right before we went live here, we asked the internet, "What do you want to say to Vaughn?" And what you got, Paco?
So we have a username Hyperfest on the Instagrams is asking, what is Vaughn doing next weekend?
Oh, I'm going to Hyperfest, which is one of my favorite events ever.
Oh.
We
it
heard
was-
this story last
It
year.
was very funny. No, it was probably 2 years ago. Do you remember when we had the moped
Corey's
races?
been to Hyperfest.
Yeah, and
He's
you
like
know,
hyperfesting
do you know
all the
what got
time.
brought up that time? Me and you were moped racing together on the mopeds. When I was riding
Oh, yeah?
bitch and you were riding behind me, you remember when we
I heard
put it through the fence?
There was an incident between some mopeds. There was some
Yeah,
blood.
you were actually, I think that's what we call, was that reverse bitch? Right?
I think
You
I,
were
was,
on the front,
I may have
was
been on
going?
reverse cowboy.
Were you facing each other?
I'm trying to think. I was
No.
up front for sure.
Yeah, he was up front. I was in back on the controls. And we were just
Controliums.
cruising around Hyperfest.
Was
There
Corey
was
facing you, or was
wild-
he facing forward?
I already asked that.
he was forward.
Okay.
He was
Okay.
forward. Yeah. And
Yeah,
so we were just mobbing, and it wasn't a big spill. It was like we were turning around and like laid it over.
No,
If I
no,
remember
whoa,
correctly.
whoa, whoa.
Or do you have a better
No,
recollection of that?
yeah, a little bit. Do you remember that picture of the bruise I
Is the
sent
part
you
where
on my
Corey
leg?
makes stuff up to make it sound much cooler. Go ahead.
We have photographic evidence, Vaughn.
No, do you remember when? No, that I texted you like the following day the picture of the bruise on my leg because we were actually going through this corner. I'm like, hey, dude, we're fucking cranking through here, and you did not lift. I remember that. We went through the mud. Don't you remember my shoes
I
fell
probably
off?
didn't hear you because you were in front, and sound doesn't work very well.
That's true. Yeah, sound doesn't travel back. It was just going over.
Corey
But-
said he got hit so hard his shoes flew off.
No, because we fell in the mud, and my shoes got stuck in the mud.
Okay. Oh,
well, if
He threw me, and I believe I was your airbag because I remember you like totally crashing into me as I went over the bars.
you're totally built like an airbag.
I was an airbag. I was the airbag for that.
Man, I seem to remember it being not like a big spill.
It wasn't
But,
a.
you
It
know,
was.
when I'm in the heat of the moment doing moped races with my bro on the front. Things are very slowed down in my brain.
Oh,
and
dude, you were just so comfortable. I remember that. I remember you.
That's everything. What's that?
I remember you just telling me in my ear,
zone.
I'm so comfortable. We're going to keep going. I was like, yeah, Vaughn, let's do it. You're like, this is the best. And we just had so much fun.
Yeah, look at us, man.
Look at everybody. And then when we were hold on, the other time was when we were at your house in the Razor, or what was it? What was the orange 4-wheeler thing you had?
That was a Razor, yeah.
We had some fun in that thing.
Yeah, we didn't crash that.
I think we tagged a tree, all right.
Nah,
Didn't you guys?
Maybe. You really remember these things.
Yeah, because it was awesome. It was all good
sometimes
experiences.
things happen.
It was good experiences.
So this is
You're brave too.
Hey, do you know
You're
what?
definitely one of the braver drivers because I don't like riding at all.
I'm going.
My
Hey,
brother never got on a moped with me.
Captain always goes down with the ship, and do you know what? You're my co-pilot, man.
and
You're my
Corey's
wingman.
gonna go down on you real
Yeah,
soon.
you were in.
I'm ready.
Brody
You
Brody
win,
did
bro.
got with you inside a Ford Fiesta.
What?
Or
Brody-
you,
Brody-
made, you
Brody
made
got
him.
scared.
Brody did got with you in a Ford Fiesta.
That got in the car with you.
Yeah, he was.
Brody
he
is
trusted
Vaughn's
me, though.
dog.
We got
listeners.
that bond.
Next question from the Maverick 32. If you had to drive any Japanese car, what would it be? And I'm going to refine this question a little bit. In FD, if you weren't driving a Ford, and let's say you were driving a Japanese car, what would you be driving?
An FD. I've never even thought about that. I will say I've always liked Skylines, just like the way they look.
Yeah. R34? R32?
Making it work is another story.
What?
I like R32s and I like R34s.
Yeah. Poor R33.
Not
No
a big, not a big fan of the new one.
Yeah.
Man, I think it was a Japanese car. There'd be a few. I think I would definitely look at a Skyline. I definitely have a love for 240s, but I'm tired of seeing them.
Yeah. Dude,
To be completely honest.
my mind is just like is going fuzzy for going crazy for a second, just picturing like your current livery and like everything the same except for you've got an R34 rear-wheel drive Skyline with a 900 horsepower Roush Yates V8. Like that is such an insane idea to me. That would be nuts.
Yeah, I can stick with the Ford motor, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
That would be a requirement.
Make it happen.
I think if anything, it would be a Skyline. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, maybe a Skyline.
Did you ever? I think
Stick with that for now.
Did you ever buy? You don't own an R32, did you? We were talking about buying one a while back.
No, I was thinking about getting one, and then I realized that I didn't need one.
No one probably really needs one, but dude, like it's gotten crazy too. I was thinking about it a little bit when they were like $11,000 to $12,000, and now they're like $30,000 for an R32 GTR. The shit has gotten
Really? Well, yeah.
The shit has gotten
Wow.
out of line. All right, Corey's got a question.
I don't got a question.
Speaking of that, you know what else has gotten out of line?
What?
Lamborghini Countachs.
Oh.
He's
were those ever cheap, Vaughn?
the American Vaughn Gittin JR. You're a true American.
Lamborghini Countach?
Yeah, I just pictured like more Magnum PI-esque, Burt Reynolds style.
Yeah. What's your
You know what?
what's your dream car non-FD? What would you be driving?
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
anything.
and that's the thing. Like, I've always wanted a Countach. Like, I'm walking around the living room right now, and I have the poster that was framed with a little bit of gold trim,
No
so
shit.
it's wood grain, gold trim with a
With the babes?
red Countach with the bronze wheels. from
With the babe on it?
1984.
And it says can do
Dude.
55.
I missed that poster that everyone has. It's like a house in the background, and there's like a 3-car garage, and there's like a Countach. There's like a 458 Italia,
It's a Porsche.
and like a Porsche, and then a babe. It's like
And like a red high-waisted bikini.
a red high-waisted like singlet bikini or some shit like that. That's the dream.
Yeah, no, it just has rocks behind it, but yeah, I've always wanted one as a kid. Right? Everyone did. Right?
Yeah.
And I got to drive one at Gatbill, and it was like the worst thing I ever did. But I'm still like, man, like I want one for some reason.
Just to
like, I
look at.
want it.
Yeah.
Well, if Abby
Yeah,
is,
like
if Abby's listening to this show, now she knows what to give you for your
Christmas.
birthday.
For birthday or Christmas.
yeah, hands, take a $400,000 Countach.
Yeah, I was gonna say
So
how
I'm
much
thinking,
those go
make
for?
that show up, please. No, but what I was thinking would be rad, like if
Pontiac
I could
Fiero.
stomach doing a kit car. Dude, no, if I could just do like a spade, do my own chassis, put one of the good Lambo fiberglass body kits in it,
Yeah.
on it, and make it sweet. But then it's still a kit car, and it's not a Countach. So it's
Right.
like,
Paco.
you know, like
Yes.
you just can't win.
Dude, you should just snag Paco's
Paco,
Aztec.
can you make me one?
You know I can make everything you want on fiberglass. Wink, wink.
Yeah, he is a magician on that.
So this is a little bit of a weird question. But
Man,
at the
our
same time,
fans are wild sometimes. They ask some of the best
Yeah,
questions
so
and some of the
I'm
weirdest
trying to
things
go
I've
through
ever
them,
seen.
and this one, I think this one is good though because it is the question that everyone asks, and it's great and it's bad, but everyone always wants to know about money. So someone says, how much does Ford provide for your program? What kind of things do they help with to provide parts, if anything? So I mean that's such a wide question, of course, and you're not going to like list figures as to monetary support, but so Ford. Let's talk about like the development of the new Mustang. Like they say, or you say to them, "Hey, there's a new Mustang coming out. I want that thing." How does that go down?
Sure. Yeah. No, we. I mean, our relationship with Ford is pretty significant and deep internally. Surprised you guys are going sicko with that.
Well, we were all
anyway,
thinking it, but
I know you guys are like looking at each other. Do we do something here? No, but we got significant help from engineers. CAD data. We had access to cars relatively. During the development before the car was out and things like that for both RTR as well as the motorsports program. So, we. It's amazing to have that kind of support and have someone like Ford that's interested in drifting. They're the most involved and most supportive.
I was going to say there's not manufacturers
of
that
the sport.
Yeah, there's no other manufacturers that give that much of a shit right now to the point where they're this deeply invested, and like I'd fucking love if BMW and Nissan would just. I think Nissan is doing more with Chris now, but I mean, still I want to see a Nissan booth. I want to see a BMW booth. Like, why the hell aren't they out there? Like,
I think we all do, but the biggest issue is that it's that the manufacturers don't know how to make it work, and nobody's showing them the way. And I've been, working with Ford since '07, pecking away at showing them how this works for them. And
can we talk about?
I think it's amazing what they're doing. I think everyone's starting to see, how awesome their products are, and I think everything's working well for them, and it's just awesome to have, hey, we need the rear subframe CAD of this thing like now so we can start developing this car, and it's like digital space, and here it is, so it's like it's just nice to be in the loop and work closely with them. And
can we talk about how that started? How did the first Ford shit go down?
He walked in with a gun.
And he's like, "Listen, bitches,
you're Mr. Ford Stevenson. I want to
talk to Mr. Ford right now.
Yeah, I got a gun.
Yeah.
I need some sponsors."
Exactly.
No, he sent him a Facebook message.
That's how I get.
You sent
most
Ford a
of my
Facebook
followers.
message.
What kind of mask do you think I was wearing?
You were probably wearing a luchador mask, or you were wearing a.
What color?
It's isn't it red, wine, blue?
No, dude, it's gold because I was going to be the winner.
Ah, damn it. So, yeah, you either sent him a Facebook message or you walked in with a pistol. So how did it go down?
Which one?
Yeah. So, 05, we built the Mustang.
You built it without their support first?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Must be nice to have money.
I wanted to build the Mustang, and, at the time, Falcon was super into it, and we built the Mustang and did well with it. And, at the time, they were Gucci was in a Mustang, so that was kind of like they were doing an engine program with them. And I just kept knocking on the door, every time I could, every chance I was around them, just said, hey, just made it very clear what I was doing and that I wanted to party, and just kept pushing and sending press releases and emails. And in '07, got asked to do an event at Bear Jackson for them. Did it, and then that kind of grew the relationship. They liked what they saw and how we present ourselves and the action, obviously, and how we, perform in their vehicle. And so it just grew. First year was some parts here and there, and then a couple of years went by of that, and then 2010 is Ford started initiative with obviously around like Octane Academy, Action Motorsport, so drifting, rallycross, rally, and so we started working closer, and things increased, and obviously I have RTR, which is my company that I choose to have based off of Ford products.
Yeah.
And I just really it's awesome. They're partners. They're not. It's a full blown partnership.
Yeah.
Like what you would.
So the message.
I don't even believe in the word sponsorship. This is partnership, and everyone, it has to work for everyone for it to work.
It's a mutual
we work
give
very
and-
hard for that to work.
I think that's the thing that one of the common themes of our show is, of course, new blood in the sport, and one of the questions that they always have is sponsor stuff. And I think that is the key to it. Is it's not someone giving you a bunch of shit and you talking about it. It is a partnership. It is you are both mutually beneficial is the idea. I think like a lot of people don't grasp that about partnerships / sponsorships. Is like they think like, oh, I put your parts in my car and I run it, and like that's what it is. Like, give me your parts, fucker. Like they don't realize that it is a two-way street. Like there must be other things. It must be mutually beneficial.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's literally like anything. A girlfriend and a wife. It's like, hey, what are your goals here?
Mm-hmm.
Do they mesh? Do we work? And then obviously takes continued maintenance to make it work, just like any relationship. So,
would your message
but for me personally, I enjoy all of the aspects of these relationships and the driving, of course.
So your message to Vaughn Gittin JR, who's out there right now with a different name. No, I'm not talking about your kid, but there's another. The next Vaughn Gittin Jr. is out there looking for biz. What you said the message is be persistent and don't rush it. Like what? How do you?
Yeah, I think be persistent, be prepared, and obviously, I mean, like your reality is going to be. The reality of the situation is how quickly you're going to be able to rush it. You know what I mean? Like the partner on the other end traditionally is the one that, is a little bit more, is a little more in control. So, if you can, get your foot in the door and be prepared to show return and how you can help them achieve their goals. And, that those are steps, right? Foot in the door is first. So whether that comes as a first year nice sponsorship, or you need to just start sending emails and communicating and, grabbing a beer with them at SEMA or whatever the case,
Right.
It's all relationships, it's all trust and loyalty. And, it's just it's a partnership. So if you, look in the dictionary of what a partnership is and take that approach, you should be on a good path. It's just, to make it work it's a shit ton of commitment.
It's work.
Well, then the last part of that I wanted to kind of bring up is, obviously people would consider you the most quote unquote successful drifter in the world. Looking and seeing how far you came over the course of the 13 years, you look at the successes, but how many times do you think you have failed with the sponsor? How many times have you been denied to get where you're at? Because a lot of people think that, this may be easy going in and get a sponsor, it's going to turn into a big time. How many times have you been denied? How many times did, I'm trying to spit this out the correct way, but, there's a lot of failures to becoming to where you're at. And I'm just like, you've experienced this.
A lot. Yeah. I mean, a lot. It happens every year. We're constantly approaching new things and opportunities and, wanting to get into, working with a lot of these larger companies. And, every year we definitely have a couple people that what we do and what we can do for them doesn't align with their bigger initiatives. Mm-hmm. And it's just that, you know what I'm saying? Like not everyone's a match for everyone. And that goes with business and life and in general.
Yeah.
So it's like, you just find those matches and focus on those, you know what I mean? And spend your time on the things that are working for everybody, and it'll work.
And just because a deal ends doesn't mean it's like the end of the world. Like the relationships, like all things, they have their lifespan. They have their coming and relationships have their coming and going.
Sam, that's disgusting.
I'm sorry, guys, but yeah, it's not the end of the world if one ends because there's more and
everybody goes through it on all levels,
yeah.
and that's kind of what I want to explain.
Yeah.
And one of the things,
I mean,
sorry.
nothing in this is easy, man. Like no matter what everyone makes it look like, it's all work. But for me, like everyone's like, well, man, how do you just have fun? I'm like, because what I do things that are fun to me.
Yeah.
Period. All the way around. Like of course, there's some things that I don't like. Like not being home all the time. Like that's one thing, but it's like,
yeah.
The compromise that I have to make to do the things that I do, like I make sure they stay in balance, and I'm still enjoying what I do. That's why I'm always having fun and always smiling, and there's definitely dramas and stuff that is dealt with. It's life still. You know what I mean? So I mean, there's still things that happen.
What do you love,
I
Sam?
was talking
Tell
about
what you love.
Well, it's a good way to end that. Is that I was talking with a friend the other day, and actually no, it's on a podcast, and they talked about being like a comedian or being in this industry or anything like that. Anything that's challenging is that it's really fucking hard to get there, and it's hard to maintain, and it's hard to do. And it's like, oh, we should become accountants because there's always people wanting accountants. It's like, oh, you want to become a professional drifter? Like, get in fucking line and be prepared to to kill yourself to do it. But it's like, oh, like just you want to become an accountant? Like, yeah, we got a bunch of numbers over here. We need a lot of accountants.
Right.
No one needs any more Formula Drift drivers. Like there's no Craigslist ads like wanted Formula Drift driver.
Car supplied, money in hand,
Formula
please.
D needs Formula D drivers.
Yeah.
But other than that, you're right. No one needs that.
Yeah. So,
that is not like toilet paper or paper towel.
Right. It's the best worst job there's ever been. I think Paco has one more little question, then we're gonna wrap it up. Let you get back to your home life before it travels all again.
Yeah, and kind of one of the things we've been noticing, other than drifting, you've been kind of like pursuing a little bit of NASCAR racing. You've been doing
Trans Am.
King of Hammers. You killed it at Trans Am. Is that? I mean, are you like just trying to explore different horizons?
Are you having fun, or
like an alternative for drifting, or just having fun, or are they actually offering you the positions?
Yeah, I mean, look, man, I love driving. Period. Anything, anywhere, anyhow. Like I just like being behind the wheel and the challenges that brings. So any opportunities that I can make happen, like I do have goals. Like I want to do a short course race, and King of the Hammers, I loved it. Trans Am was fun. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing like banging gear up to 160 miles an hour, door to door with guys. Like that's just a blast, right?
Yeah.
And I've definitely, really started to have that catching on, being that I'm such an aggressive driver. Like it's cool to flip that switch and be,
you love flipping
smooth
switches
and just change it up. And but yeah, I mean, I don't want to say it's a hobby. Like everything that I do, I try to make work and try to include partners and have fun with it and bring my audience along and things like that. Like I enjoy all of these things. Like I'm experiencing them, and I feel like my audience and socially, they like experiencing these things as well. So I kind of feel like it's, I obviously get to do the activity, but I feel like, a lot of people enjoy watching it go down, So for me, it's, it's all part of the big picture. And, I take being a professional fun haver very seriously. and UTV stuff, like I'm going to be playing in off-road, on-road drift. It's just a matter of what programs work with schedules and what I can put together, right? I mean, I still need to find budget to do these things and work it out,
Yeah.
So,
do you think Top Gear should have you as a host instead of Joey from Friends?
Nice.
Oh, that's good.
Because they had an American driver, right?
Yeah, I mean, that would be an interesting thing. I mean, man, Top Gear hosts get a lot of shit though.
Yeah.
It's going to be really tough to ever be the original Top Gear.
Yeah,
so,
true.
That'd be an interesting job for sure. But
plus, you're nowhere near as handsome as Tanner Faust.
I've never looked at it like, man, that should have been me. Like, I look at it, if it should have been me, like that's something I would pursue to get. That's my mindset on those things.
All right, we are going to now do our final thing with you, which is a lightning question session, which is just going to be a yes, no, or very short answer for you. You ready?
Well, that's like guys getting set up. All right, here we go.
All right, lightning. Let's do it. Vaughn, what is your favorite food? Crabs, obviously.
I'm going to go with crabs.
Yeah.
Jeez. I love this answer here because I already know what it is. Who's your favorite musician?
Oh, musician.
Come on. His name.
Corey, you're waiting for me to say Kid Rock, aren't
Yeah.
There you go.
you? Yeah.
Yeah, that's my boy.
I definitely am a Kid Rock fan, and as far as musician, I would say for sure Kid Rock is my favorite musician,
What song?
given all of his skills.
What song, though?
Is it Bawa to Ba?
Is it?
No, I don't
My
have
name
a
is
favorite song.
Kid.
I do like Cowboys. That's a good song. But I
Full-blooded
don't
American
have
right
a
here.
fave, that's
Next,
for sure.
next question.
Right.
Hey, to go, Paco.
Go.
Are you a cowboy?
Oh,
He's the real McCoy.
No,
No.
no, he doesn't give a sheesh.
no.
Give a sheesh. Vaughn, when's the last time you cried?
Last time I cried.
Yeah, man.
Other than last night when you saw Salt and Pepper and Coolio.
When you were on the podium in Atlanta, did you have a little single
Yeah,
tear?
I would say. No, last time I cried would be when my dad died 3 years ago.
Oh.
I should probably cry more often than that. You know,
Just
crying
get it
does
out,
feel
dude.
Good when it happens.
What's
Yeah,
the
get it out.
what's the hardest you've ever laughed at something?
The hardest I've ever laughed at something.
Yeah.
Oh man.
First thing that comes to
I laugh
mind.
all the time.
First thing that comes to mind. What's
Come
the
on.
funniest fucking thing that's ever happened at FD in your life?
The
Anywhere?
funniest thing that's ever happened. Jesus, that's a really tough question. Abby, do you have anything for me there? When you can remember me laughing at
Oh, is Abby there?
Yeah,
Hi,
tell Abby we said hi. We should interview
Hi.
her next episode because she's super nice.
They said hi to you.
And she's going to be on our next
She said
episode.
hi.
I remember seeing you using Rob Parsons' wheelchair trying to clear a flight of stairs.
That was a funny
in
time
Vegas.
that was a funny time for us, but not.
Was that fun for you?
Oh wait, what was I? Was that when I was in it? When I
Yeah.
was
No.
in it?
Yeah. You were trying to go.
Yeah.
You were going for it.
Yeah. But yeah, I wasn't laughing.
He was all
Trying to
business.
do that.
Everybody else was
Yeah,
laughing.
I don't know, man. I don't have that answer right now.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Well, we'll look for it in the future.
Tough one. I laugh all the time, man. So I don't know, like,
Yeah.
when was the cracking up laughing so hard.
All right. 2 more lightning questions. Corey, go.
If it wasn't going to be named Drift Alliance, what was it going to be?
You have to talk to Tony Enzo because he came up with the name.
Drift friends.
Buddies who slide.
Slide buds.
Slide dudes.
What do you think? Buddies to slide. That's a good. What's another one?
Probably Friends
The
Forever.
Drift Conglomerate. The Drift Conglomerate.
Well, it kind of sucks because John Stamos took mine because it was going to be Jesse and the Rippers, but
Damn.
yeah.
That's good.
All right.
That's a good one.
Paco, shut it down. What is it?
So we didn't have a Jesse though.
We got to find a fucking Jesse.
So
We would have had to manufacture that.
last question: why is a Mustang so propense to hit people after
Ooh.
leaving
Oh,
car
God
shows?
Oh,
damn
here
it,
we go.
Paco. Paco, what?
Here, I thought we were gonna get through one thing without that.
Yeah.
You know,
Had to. Sorry.
I'm confused, right? Because like when I drive Mustangs, like I feel like they're super well balanced and easily controlled. So I'm gonna really go out and say one of two things: either people are just putting parts in the cars that aren't engineered properly and are really messing with the balance, or like they're literally being complete jerks in the car, like
I'm going with option B.
picking up the
Yeah.
throttle when they should be lifting off it, and like I don't understand how there's so much like, lack of control.
As a
So
previous-
I think maybe we need to like start a school.
As the previous Mustang owner, my first car was an '88 Fox body with bald rear tires, and I didn't know what I was doing, of course. And I tried to do like a little Bernie, leaving my high school parking lot, and actually did a 360 in the middle of a 6-lane street. But it wasn't my fault; it was the car's fault.
You yard sold it.
No, but
Yeah,
I think, and
the
correct
car
me.
did it. Which, by the way, that's exactly how I bought my first 240SX.
Yeah.
My boy bought this car from my father, who was a used car salesman. Bought this 240. We went to the auction. 2 days later, he left our college, flipped it, did a Bernie left turn, and ended up nose planting a tree.
Yes.
I bought it from him,
Yes.
fixed it, and that's how I got into drifting.
Hell
from
yeah.
Buying that
If
car.
it wasn't, that was the burnout that changed the world. Because
burnout that changed the
because that is how Vaughn Gittin is here, and that's fucking awesome. Who do you want to plug aside from Monster Energy, Ford Performance, Nitto Tires,
RTR.
RTR,
I'd like to thank my team and my crew.
my media guy?
My media guy, Sam, he's an idiot.
Yeah. What else you got, Vaughn? What do you want to plug
Yeah,
right
I mean,
now?
you guys did it great. I want to thank
We're expecting a
the
check for
beautiful
that.
state of Maryland for the sunshine
Yep.
and the crabs today,
Great job, Krabs.
and all of my lovers and haters.
You know what I was gonna
Do it for
say?
you.
I was gonna say No matter what, all the bad things that I read on the internet coming into this, I was like, man, this is gonna be really hard. I know, Vaughn's a mean guy.
Real jerk.
He's a real jerk.
Real dumb.
I went into this very skeptical, Vaughn. But do you know what? You're not a bad dude.
Corey's sold on you now.
Oh, thanks,
You know what?
man.
You turned me from a hater to a fan.
He'll get on a
Vaughn.
moped with you anytime.
Thanks, man.
All right, dude.
How can people find you?
Hey, thank you guys. Always fun, and keep up the good work. You guys are hilarious as always. What a perfect trifecta of dudes to run their mouths for 3 hours.
Oh, God.
Nice.
Something like that. And the internet can find you at Vaughn Gittin JR on all the social media at RTR.
What's your Snapchat?
Yeah,
People wants to know what's going
Vaughn's on Snapchat now.
My Snapchat, everything is Vaughn Gittin Jr. So Facebook is official Vaughn Gittin Jr.
What's the deal with
There's a couple of
Lorenzo
those.
then?
I just got my Snappy Chatty name back from a fan overseas who was cool enough to be like, yeah, dude, you can have your name. I was like, oh, that's nice of you. Thanks.
Awesome.
So I got my name on Snapchat, and then at Vaughn Gittin Jr. on the grams and Twitter.
But why does your
So-
Snapchat says Lorenzo?
He just explained.
He just
That was
explained it.
a
I think you have to. I think if you delete me and re-add it, it should say that because the
got it.
dude who I got my name from was Lorenzo. That was his name.
Got
I heard
it,
that
got
you
it.
and Lorenzo are rolling in the benzo. And with that,
I think it's actually funnier if it stays that.
Yeah, it does.
I wish it
If
would.
if you remove it.
Let's see what's Lorenzo doing.
move
Oh,
it,
he's
bring
doing
it back.
CrossFit.
all right, Lorenzo, we'll talk to you later. Enjoy your CrossFit. Until then,
See you soon,
All right,
big
bro.
guy.
Thanks a lot, man.
Thanks for
Have
the
fun,
time,
guys.
man.
later.
I had to get off the fucking phone.
We had to
Dude.
hang up, but this is enough.
Even though that guy writes my paychecks, I want to say that he is a nice man.
Damn it.
That was,
Come on, say it.
he's a good guy.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
He's a client.
Unlike
I
that
can
Chris
also-
Forsberg. That Chris
Oh,
Forsberg's a
dude.
clown.
It's such a fact Nazi.
He's a joker. Chris, why don't you be a little bit more like Vaughn? Would you?
Corey,
Chris.
say something about we just hang up with Vaughn. Say something.
Yeah, I couldn't stand it anymore.
Thank you.
Why? Tell me all the ways that Forsberg should be more like Vaughn.
You got the body of a bodybuilder.
You
got the hair of a wild stallion.
Mhm.
You've got the monster energy that gives you so much power and juice.
Yeah.
You got the vocals of an angel.
Yeah.
You've got the
Heart of a demon.
the heart of a demon and the brain of an infant.
Whoa. All right, we should stop there.
We have
wait.
a couple user questions.
I don't have time for that
fan
shit. Okay,
questions
let's get
that we
those
can
out.
just
Let's
kill.
just ask
You just want to
one.
read the one
Just
where that
one.
dude says that I'm a Nazi.
Yeah, let's just read one.
Well, yeah, that was Kyo Il. Oh shit, I read it fine the
It's like-
last time.
Just
and
read
now
it
I
like
can't.
you would. Can you say it in
He
Spanish?
said, haha, Paco calls Sam a
Ha, ha,
Nazi.
ha, ha, ha.
So I guess saying that my slur has stuck. Yep, he's definitely Nazi. I'm gonna make a movie about a van that's going. What the fuck?
Are you gonna ask some real good questions, Paco? 'Cause this is
Can
all
you
shit.
Can you speak English real quick? 'Cause you're-
I'm sorry, I got
This
a
is
little
all
confused.
shit right now.
Let's see. There's some other
Sam, what do you wanna
questions.
do?
All right, let me
later.
just take care of this real quick.
Yeah. Do it.
Max 23653. I think we need an RC drift vid, Sam, and I think a Grom would work better than a Ruckus.
That's
Where do you
cool.
stream? We stream right here. We're not streaming actually, but what else we got? Robbie Goldstein, RD Racer 96. Sam, you should definitely get. Did I just read that? No.
No, it's
Sam, you should definitely get a Ruckus. All right, everyone's into Ruckuses. They're super cheap and they're small. It may not fit your Nissan sponsored Versa
Like
rental
your
car.
penis.
It may not fit your Nissan sponsored rental car, which got smacked by Mr. the Sofa. But it would most likely be cheaper to maintain a Ruckus than a FD golf cart. Yeah, seriously, FD golf cart people, if you're listening to me right now,
You could have bought 2 Ruckuses.
I could have literally bought a Ruckus for the price you charge. You know, there's like dream car rental, like rent a Ferrari for a day, cheaper than renting a golf cart in Atlanta.
Jeez.
Yep.
Seriously,
It's just a matter of driving
get
that
wrecked.
dream car.
Lil Ilburger says, update your goddamn SoundCloud already. Paco, we're off SoundCloud, right? Because we pay hosting elsewhere.
No, we're not on SoundCloud.
We're not on
anymore.
SoundCloud.
We canceled it.
We canceled it because we didn't want you listening to the show.
SoundCloud.
They wanted more money. We're already paying money.
Slideway says, Paco, super doof by Daily S14. In other words, hook me up with a sponsor. Paco, do you have an answer for him? Buy a body kit.
The best way to send for a sponsorship proposal is YouTube comments. Yes.
YouTube comment, yeah. YouTube
God,
comment
perfect.
why you need a...
That's how you make it.
No, but
Good
honestly,
answer.
if you as we were talking with Vaughn, if you're serious about wanting to get free shit from manufacturers, what can you do for them? Send them an appropriate email, and don't be afraid to do it. I'm serious. If you don't, if you do feed on your tears, Ryan's running his E32 diff. I'm pretty sure he had a Winters previously. I'm gonna assume they don't need all the gearing in the rear anymore.
Not sure about that, but maybe Chris Forsberg will fact check us on
Chris
that.
Forsberg, let us know what kind of diff Ryan Turk is running
And what he had before.
What we got? No linky for shirty. That's right. I didn't put a shirt link.
Yeah, we didn't put the link because we haven't finished the sign for the.
Why haven't you finished the sign?
Because we weren't completely sure what was gonna say on the back and all that.
Paco.
So as Corey, you can see Corey's shirt is the Corey.
Yeah, Corey.
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 Hey.
Pay attention.
He's
Sorry,
wearing a shirt.
Vaughn is texting me right now saying, you guys better not be talking shit about me after the episode.
Are you serious?
Oops.
So Corey's got a shirt on. It's gonna look good. Every shirt
Corey,
obviously
show your
directly
shirt to the
supports.
camera. So that's gonna be the almost the same as the new shirt that's gonna come out.
And
It's
first-
just gonna have a little bit more.
And what we're gonna do
fun.
with all your sweet fat money is pay for all the sound equipment we bought to make the show work, and we're gonna pay for web hosting, and then maybe we'll buy a mimosa if we make more than that. What that cost?
Yes.
And I don't understand this question from Jerry Nova. Does Sam really drink like that, or is he just showing that stuff isn't his business? Is he talking about?
I think it's like the fact that you're like always have like a shaker, or like a martini glass.
Yeah, that's an ongoing funny thing for me.
No, he drinks like that.
But also this is a PBR in a koozie right now. Which is what I'm drinking.
He's a drink snob slash
Slatch.
hipster.
Oh yeah, this is a good one. Cole Werner, real nice guy here. Since Sam's running around and missing battles, maybe he or all of you should watch the Network A highlights so you know exactly what happened in the battles instead of just guessing about some battles. They had top third two through the finals broken down. A quick highlights post on their YouTube before you guys film this. I did watch it, dude. And you know what? I just can't remember everything because I'm an old man and my hair is gray and I'm tired. I'm really
Your
tired.
brains don't work.
My
Very
brains don't
old
work.
at 29.
And also, I don't really like drifting. I don't care.
Do you know what? Our Miss Facts has now turned into a segment.
Yeah, so
So
the
it
fact
is
that we,
evolving the business that we're in.
yeah, we don't need to care about facts anymore because Forsberg's going to fact check everything for us. Isn't that right?
Because we're not doys.
Isn't that right, Forsberg? Thanks a lot.
man.
Thanks, Corey.
We wouldn't be anywhere if it wasn't because of him. You want to read more?
No, I don't, I'm
perfect.
tired of these jokers. You know what? Everyone stop listening to the show now.
Unsubscribe.
Yeah, unsubscribe. No, I'm kidding. We need you. Please don't leave.
Please, guys, help us by sharing the episode if you
Share the episode if you don't hate
like.
it.
Share on Facebook.
Share spaghetti with your
tell
friends.
your friends about it.
Share the show over a bowl of spaghetti.
Do you know what? I wish. Okay, let's do this.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get some hashtags Driftcast spaghetti and post a picture of SpaghettiOs in a wine glass. Let's see if we get anybody.
Okay, yeah.
Hashtag Driftcast
So that'll
spaghetti.
be the jam this week. Send Colby, me, or Paco your Snapchat, or put it more. We prefer probably put it on Facebook or Instagram and tag us. But if you could, if you want to pour some spaghetti in a wine glass and tag Maximum Driftcast
we will reshare it.
And use the hashtag
Driftcast spaghetti.
Driftcast Spaghetti.
and tag Maximum Driftcast hashtag Driftcast Spaghetti. And we'll repost it, of course. We'll repost it on our shit. And thank you so much, nerds, for bearing with us. Hope you enjoyed Vaughn. We will see you
Soon.
I don't want to sing this time. I'm sorry.
All right.